shit and I make some happen. Think they inspired, but really they jacking. Show why coming from Lower Manhattan. Hey, yeah, I don't wanna go to practice. I don't believe in the words, I see actions. Talk my shit just to see your reaction. I see the lies in the truth. Half baked when I recorded the booth. You not getting money, what's the excuse? Clicking once I started spitting like chip tune. Take advantage of the love that I give. I love how them new Prada Gloves fit like stuck in the stool, but later I
had no idea your real name was Dylan too.
You know what's funny? I peeped it too on the email. I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring this up at some point, but
Dylon, and Dylon.
Exactly. And it's spelled the same way too, right? D-Y?
Yeah, I could tell you your peoples was thinking with the right mind when they named you.
Right, for sure. That's my mom, for sure.
All right. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into another episode of PALMCAST. I took a break. Y'all know where I was, doing a lot of thickness protection program, but we had to bring it back because my man YL is in the house today. Real authentic New Yorker coming from Lower Manhattan. One of the MCs I've been very, very interested in bumping a lot lately ever since your tape with Eyedress, The Hills Have Eyes. So welcome, man. How you doing today?
Much love, man. I appreciate it. I'm chilling, man. Just regular Friday. I've been keeping it.
This is Pimpin Palm, the Macam emoji, and I'm just here to remind all the players and playettes in the palm tree that if you're new to the channel, you need to hit that subscribe button, leave us a thumbs up, and turn on your notification bell. And don't forget to leave a comment below before you go.
Playing basketball earlier and shit. Getting my shots in early. That's
Get some exercise, cool. Go hoop. For sure.
Yeah, just been chatting.
Dope, man. So first of all, this is a question I always end up asking towards the end for some reason, but I want to start off first, man. What does YL stand for?
It's definitely, there's no like real acronym for it. I used to be from like a longer, my old name used to be the YL, like THEEYL, which is just like a pun on the first three letters of my name, DYL. You know what I'm saying? So I just dropped the mad long ago, and I just been riding with YL. But there's no like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean like young, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not like acronym.
Yeah, it ain't an acronym. Yeah, young lyrics.
Exactly.
I hear you. Yeah, every time I watch your videos and just see you doing your thing, I love how you are authentic to the core as a New York City underground rapper. So when I go to New York, there's such a vibe, man. Like so much culture in NYC, and it's just hip hop to the core. So you're from Lower Manhattan?
Yeah, I'm from Chelsea.
Chelsea. Okay.
I consider that like the beginning of like downtown, low key. Like, so yeah, that's born and raised.
So what was it like for you growing up in the city?
I think like most people that you meet from the city, they'll say like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You see like a lot of characters growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like you meet a lot of different type of people. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not just like one type of person. But it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't live like too far away from like MSG. I live like pretty like central in NY. So I don't know. I was just doing kid shit. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun. Just regular childhood.
I dig it. One of the things I notice about New Yorkers, because when I was in college in Hampton, Virginia, I spent a lot of time visiting my family in the city, and I got to know a lot of New Yorkers. And, the thing about y'all is that you grew up very differently from how we grow up here in California, where you guys have no choice but to be outside. And, obviously in New York, you get all seasons. So I feel like New Yorkers just being with the dense population, it's, what they say, a constant fight.
For sure.
Like you fighting to get on the train, you're fighting to get out the cold into your building. So,
Definitely.
talk about that, how NYC kind of builds you tougher.
For sure. I think it's just like the whole like lifestyle of New York is just kind of like making your way. You know what I'm saying? Just how a lot of people say that you go to LA and it's like, like it's easy to get. There's a lot of different things as far as like people want to like, they offer like, they're more welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like NY is really like kind of the opposite. People just be on their own time. You know what I'm saying? They're just like living in their own bubble. They're not really trying to like go out of their way to like fuck with something that they're not familiar with. But it's good though. You know what I mean? People are like create their own worlds. And I feel like there's a lot of like like yearning to get like your vision across out here. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone wants to be like respected for like their art or whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such like a art centric like capital. You know what I'm saying? As far as for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really have like any people like helping me out like when I started doing music like years ago and shit. You know
And
what I'm saying?
how many
So,
years have you been in the game?
uh, I mean, I've been like rapping for like like probably like around 10 years, but like as far as like taking it seriously, maybe like the past like 2 years. Um, Definitely like right when the pandemic hit for sure.
Really? Because I saw so many music videos you put out from like up to 5 years ago that were good, like some
Yo,
dope quality, and views were up there like almost at 100K. So you've been doing your thing for a while, and tapped in with your man Starker and the producer Zumo. So how did you guys kind of come together, as Voltron with the RRR thing?
right.
Triple R, my bad.
Triple R, real recognized real. Um, Really like Triple R was like a thing back like when I was like in maybe like a senior in high school. Like I had another homie mid who was rapping, and he was like kind of like the founder of Triple R. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just really just like homies. You know what I'm saying? It was like some homie shit. Um, Over time, like I started taking my shit more seriously, and then maybe like 7 years ago, me and Starks met. Just like through my other homie mid and just through other like mutual friends, and uh like automatically we we like gelled, you know what I'm saying? Like we would kick it all the time. We was making music constantly, and it was just one of those things where it was we didn't really have to like there wasn't like no initiation process or some shit like that. It was just like, you know what it is. Your family, like we could let's rep the same shit, you know what I mean? And Zumo is actually someone that I met maybe like 4 years ago. Um and we just kind of met on some Instagram shit. You know what I mean? Like I was just kind of tapping in with the underground beat scene out here, and it was just like a name that I came across, and I just we just hit each other on the DMs type of shit, and then it was rest is history. We just been clicked up ever since.
Easy call. Now,
Yeah.
when you guys, you and Starker do your duo stuff, it's under Low Caesar.
Yeah,
Dope. Okay.
that's like I said, when me and Starks first started kicking it, we were like recording every day, and that's when we put out our first project, which is titled Low Caesar. Um, that's kind of just like the name that we ran with like since the beginning and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like
That
two
haircut, bro. I love how the
like,
drop is like, "Hey, what up, boss? Let me get a Low Caesar." Like
bro.
every time you feel like you step into the chair.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's my voice just like pitched down. And
Yeah.
that's like the same pitch. That's the same tag from like 2015. You know what I'm saying? Like, from when we first made the first tape. So,
And the other thing that's dope about that is this, when you're in the barbershop, there's so much talk and so much culture going on. And that I love, the barbershop conversations about hip hop. So, I feel like, there's kind of a little more meaning to that.
For sure. I feel like when me and Starks like make music together, it's very much like in a sense, like it's random, like barbershop conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like it varies. It could go from one thing to like a complete 180 to some whole other topic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very what do you call it? Like kind of stream of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of our music together is like that. It's not necessarily like, oh, this is the shorty song. This is the street song. You know what I'm saying? Whatever feels right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we're thinking about.
Nah, I dig it. Definitely do. So I saw you just dropped that Hunger Games music video today. And a lot of your videos, you're at out of these different locations, but you're always outside, bro. So tell me, how do you go about like picking a location for a video? Because you'd be finding some chill spots.
No, for sure. For that one specifically, I gotta give it up to my boy Jabari Canada, who's like directed and shot the video. He's someone I work with. We've done a couple joints together, but I let him just have like free range with that one. As far as I sent him the music, he was feeling that joint. He sent me like a little mood board and like where he wanted to do it, and it was already like locations that I already know. You know what I'm saying? So, but aside from that, like when I'm just doing my own things, I don't know. I just try and I just trying to think of where haven't I gone, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like the city and what can I do? What can I get done today? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's not sometimes it might seem more like thought out than what it really is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is like I'll just know I want to be in a certain area at a certain time. That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I feel you. So is it more about like the backdrop or like the kind of like if you want water behind you or if you want, you know, the local bodega
yeah.
or whatever, or is it more like you think of specific places?
I'll just play the song back like 100 times and think like, okay, where does these like words like resonate? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you said, like some things feel like they should, you know, I just want to be like in nature, something like that. You know what I mean? I want to be around water, like trees and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really like I'm explaining it very like fourth grade, but like, you know, it's just a vibe thing, you know?
No, I feel that. So how did you link with Eyedress? I gotta ask, man, because The Hills Have Eyes is how I first became aware of you. I saw that you and Starker are both on his new project, Full Time Lover.
Thanks.
So it's dope, bro. I feel like, you know, he's worked with a really diverse cast of artists, and you know, you guys being very much underground New York hip hop is kind of interesting how you guys play into his whole narrative.
For sure. Yo, shouts to Eyedress. We were just texting. Yeah, he's just like a real dude. He's a real artist. You know what I mean? He's like he doesn't
Absolutely.
like to sacrifice his vision for anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why he can do these 30-piece projects with like, you know, from everyone under the sun, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From completely different genres. But me and him clicked up really kind of like on some internet shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like I was visiting like LA like a couple years ago, and I was just got put onto his music. I had after I had left one trip, and then like maybe like a month or two later, he just started following me, and I already peeped that he was like fucking with people in the underground that I already fuck with and shit. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's ill that he's tapping in and like he's
People like
not
Young
being shy about.
Morpheus, people
Yeah,
like
he's
Chuck
not like
Strangers. Yeah.
exactly. He's not being like you know how some artists like they're big like they you won't even know that they're a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't put it out there. He was like very like open about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I went back out to LA, like we linked up and we've been clicked up like for a couple of years now and shit. Like we have joints on SoundCloud that's like been out before the album, you know what I'm saying? Before like I think he even had like a family, you know what I'm saying? Like uh so us making a project together, that kind of just came like it just that was like the natural course, you know what I'm saying? Like we never forced anything.
Um, Let me talk about something I saw in your Instagram last post. Well, before you posted the Hunger Games video, of course. But that Jesus is my homeboy painting, man. Tell me about that. Tell me what that means to you.
Bro, that's actually a photograph. It's actually a series that photographer David LaChapelle had
Right.
did in the early 2000s. Yeah, if you don't know who David LaChapelle is, he's like renowned photographer. He's done a lot of really iconic photo shoots with a bunch of celebrities, musicians.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, and yeah, I had no idea that that even existed. I just had went to he has like an exhibit around here recently, and um, yeah, I was just kind of blown away because that's the name of one of my projects and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't make that project referencing his work, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of just ill to see it tie in together. And then the photos were just so nuts, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, I wish I made this my cover or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all inspiration thing, shit that I take with me when I leave, you know?
No, definitely. No, let me ask you this. With that being an inspiration to you, are you spiritual or religious?
Maybe not as much as I once was. I mean, I pray to God sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm definitely not like avid every day. I don't go to church like I used to when I was a young type of shit, but I believe in God,
Gotta.
you know?
Oh yeah. Because I was just kind of wondering, you know, in the times I've been to New York, I don't really see that many churches around, and I could be wrong because maybe they just blend so well into the city. But I was just kind of curious about that.
Nah. Yeah, I can't say like I'm as religious as like, you know, as I was when I was young when it was more so like not forced upon me, but it was like something that had, it was in my life. You know what I mean? My parents took me. I went to Catholic school, and so I had classes for it. But yeah, I definitely believe in like a higher. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. Talk a little about your upbringing, bro. How was school for you and all that?
School was chill, bro. Like like I said, I went to Catholic school, first to eighth grade. My whole childhood, like high school, like I was all in schools that were like in the city. So I was always just like everything was like almost like kind of like walking distance from me. You know what I'm saying? So it was ill. Like the older I got, the less like I had to be dropped off at school. I could just kind of do my own thing. I was always like I had friends from like all over. So I was always getting into some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always like I'll randomly be in uh like Forest Hills, Queens or some shit, or I'll be in like Harlem or end up at a house party in the Bronx or something. You know what I'm saying? Like or in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like I was outside. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing. It
Definitely.
was like
So in turn, did knowing a lot of people around different pockets of the city like turn into having more of a fan base or more of a following when you did start rapping?
I think so. Cause yeah, so many people already knew me as just like a cool, like chill guy. You know what I'm saying? Like they just see me around. I'm good vibes. Uh, you know, never was doing too much. So when people like when I popped out, like even back in high school when I popped out rapping, people was like, oh, they was already rocking with it because they rock with me. You know what I'm saying? Which is like kind of like an overarching theme of like music in general. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you don't even have to like the music. If you like the person, then you're gonna support it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why a lot of artists today get on because not because they have a gimmick or whatever, even though like we all know gimmicks do get you on, but it's
Of
like,
course.
if you just vibe with, the image, sometimes, that's a foot in the door as well.
Right. The image, or like maybe they said that one thing in the interview that really struck a chord with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll just be little things like that, or they make that one reference in the song that's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like that came from my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of one song in particular, I've been bumping so much since I heard The Hills Have Eyes, Prada Gloves, because I love that old school Windows sample, you know what I mean? So tell me about that one, man. Like, and I love how you shot the video out here in Cali. So
For sure, bro. That's back. I recorded that back in like April when I was out there. That's when me and I just recorded basically the whole Hills Have Eyes. Like we did it like in one day, for real.
damn. All right.
That's a lie because I did one joint like the night that I pulled up, like right off the flight type of shit, and then like we linked up like 2 days later and we did like the whole thing. But regardless, we did a lot of work that day, and it was just Prada Glove was like the third joint that we made, and I already knew like that was like one of my favorites. Like I couldn't get over it once I made it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, like I just want to play this in like every type of speaker right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because did you call it Prada Gloves because like, literally Prada Gloves sounds so elegant, kind of like how the beat does?
Nah, not. It was more so I had just caught my girl Prada Gloves, so I was just like, you know,
Gotta.
what's it say? Art imitates reality. Like,
Is it
yeah.
art imitates life or life
Oh,
imitates
art imitates life. Yeah, my bad.
I don't know.
But
yeah, I always like to
yeah.
know the stories behind these songs that I love so much.
Nah, for sure. I appreciate you asking, bro. That's damn near. Yeah, that's probably my favorite joint on that album.
Oh
That
yeah, it's mine for sure.
That beat is just so crazy. It's just like
That and
I don't know.
Disneyland.
I'm just like I like the way I approached it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you and Eyedress have a affinity towards Disneyland? Because you got another joint on that project called Disneyland, and then he has one on Full Time Lover called Shrooms and Disneyland.
I was thinking about that the other day. I think that's just coincidence, but we called the joint Disneyland on Hills Have Eyes. We called that because I think Starks said something about Disneyland type of shit in his rap, and I was like, that's cool. It's like random, you know what I'm saying?
The song with Starks, SSX, that's named after the snowboarding video game. Hey, I love that video because as early 2000s kid, you know, playing GameCube, PS2,
Hell yeah.
Dreamcast. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It just takes me back, bro. I love to incorporate those type of graphics into my shit too. So hey, tell me what it was like making that video and making that track.
Oof, man, like I wish I could tell you more about like the recording of the session. It was probably just one of those like random like sessions here in my crib, you know what I'm saying? We just had like a 6-pack of beer, was just smoking and going through beats and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing out of the ordinary. But yeah, the video was like just some chill shit. Like our homie Bradley Bobick, who did the cover art and he did the video, he's just like super sick with like, he's an artist himself. He's super sick with like the graphics and just like really knows how to do those meticulous things on like Adobe Premiere and things like that. But yeah, it was just him following us with like his VHS, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? We did a couple like performance takes like around one of our homies like studio spaces, and then he was just rolling around with us, you know what I'm saying? We just getting sandwiches, chilling, linked up with other homies. It was super like nonchalant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really the editing that took it there, you know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely agree. You know, sounds like it was just another day in the life, and then he made it look like y'all were really in the video game.
The effects he did on that was like,
which I love. You know, as a 90s baby, I'm like, I will never get tired of a good old VHS aesthetic.
Right. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's entertaining to see. And plus, I don't really have videos like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of ill for just like the audience to see me in a different light. You know what I'm saying?
Just as, you know, being a huge underground rap nerd, it just kind of reminded me of how, I don't know if you've seen this video, but Bones and Xavier Wolf, Weatherman.
I know who they both are. I haven't seen the video.
Okay, yeah, they're just smoking hella blunts in front of like an old school 90s green screen, and it's the Weather Channel.
Whoa. I love that. I can get down with that.
For sure. So
right,
I gotta ask, who is Slowpoke Rodriguez?
That is it's a Looney Tunes character. You ever seen
oh, as the opposite of Speedy Gonzalez?
Yes, the opposite of Speedy Gonzalez. I remember when I was making that was like from another album called It Never Entered My Mind. I was like really just heavy into like Tex Avery, like animated Looney Tunes shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was just it was just one of those ones that stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was just comical.
The song On Ice has that Super Smash Bros fade out at the end. I don't know if it was like the sound of Lucas dying or somebody, but that choose your character. I'm like, because you know, Smash is my motherfucking game. So
I love that shit, bro.
Yeah, I love that, bro.
My boy No Face, who made the beat, he threw that in there. But
is that the same No Face that Eyedress had on his project?
Different No Face. This No Face is just strictly produced. He's out of NYC.
Okay.
You know, there's mad No Faces, bro. Like it's kind of like there's got to be
a lot of niggas with no face.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not to be confused with the other No Face. Shouts to respect to No Face. But yeah, he just threw that in there. It was just like a little splash of color. You know what I'm saying? I like those things like that. Just how that little sound, you know what I'm saying? It caught you. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to add that into just the music in general, you know, keep it colorful. I like it to just be like a collage of like references, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, most definitely. I think I'm the same way with whatever I put out. You know, I just gotta add a little splash of color, just a little bit of personality, a little bit of like the outside interests, you know. How'd you link up with Vel the Wonder? Because after I listened to The Hills Have Eyes, I went on YouTube to find more of your stuff, and I found out you had a couple joints with her. And I've been a huge fan of her for many years.
No, facts. Vel is definitely the homie, yo. She tapped in like probably like around like right before the pandemic. I remember like she just she started following me, and she was just like showing love on all my videos. She was shouting me out. I was like, oh, that's ill, you know what I'm saying? Because I definitely saw mad like LA followers from that, you know what I'm saying? And just I can get down with just like artists showing love to another artist and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the same way. If I like it, I'm gonna show love. I'll let you know, you know what I'm saying? But Yeah, we've been tapped in for like a minute. Like we had done a joint for her previous project, Trophy Wife.
Hmm.
Um, when she was out here in like November, like 2 years ago, I think. And that's when we made our first joint. And that's actually when we made the like that same trip is when we made the joint that we just came out with the video for.
The
The
winning
winning
team.
team. We've been had that in the tuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's just like the home, you know what I'm saying? Her voice is like the tag on my triple R tag. She's like my YL tag and shit. Like you hear her like voice randomly on my records, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the homie, you know what I'm saying? I show love to whatever she do. And
Yeah.
she go hard, you know?
Much love to Vel Nine.
For
Yeah,
sure.
everybody go listen to Freakjet.
Definitely.
One of my favorite lines you said in an interview was, "There's nothing in this world that hasn't been done yet. All you could do is put your own spin on it." Man, talk a little bit more about that. I've been kind of using that to, apply to the game and, thinking about like the music business, how a lot of motherfuckers sound the same, but I've always kind of carried that message from YL, how there's nothing in the world that hasn't been done yet.
Absolutely. Shit. I mean, it's like it is one of those just like self-explanatory things where it's like, you know, all you can do is hope that like yours feels like it's something, you know what I'm saying, like its own, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think like when I make albums, I don't think like, oh man, I'm reinventing hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like I know the music's good and like as long as it's like the closest depiction of myself, then I feel like it's a better album than my last one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I think it's easy to copy, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to copy and do exactly what you see. Like I think it's just like there's a fine line between like a fan and then completely taking the sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to like take little things from other people and shit, but at the end of the day, as long if it feels like you, then that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here trying to reinvent the wheel, you know?
Exactly. Okay. No, I totally get it. Let me ask you this. I didn't even have this one written down, but there's a lot of, between New York and LA, my hometown, there's a lot of people today kind of clicking up together to kind of exchange sounds back and forth. And, which I think is beautiful and, thinks it kind of makes me think of how far we've came in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You got like Vel moved out there and she's clicked up with you and developed a sound. You linked with Eyedress, who's based out here. And, you guys have developed a sound. There's cats like Jay Worthy, who came from, Compton, California, and then now based in Harlem. You got that new Rock Marciano and Alchemist project, which I'm about to review. So there's kind of like a new kind of wave of New York and LA kind of coming together to do a very, very hip hop sounding thing, as I don't know if as corny as that may sound, but like, let me ask you this. Have you been noticing this trend and like, what do you think about it?
I feel like I've slowly been seeing it like the past 5 years. I mean, I feel like the walls have been broken down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because of the
for a
internet.
while, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it's just like it's more so like people like respecting each other's shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people are trying to like uh even know that oh we're crossing uh like we're doing some east to west shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I think people are just trying to make good music, you know? And I definitely feel like it's kind of like a new renaissance, you know what I'm saying? The sense of like it's a new appreciation for art right now, you know what I'm saying? And I think people are just trying to just leave their mark, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. Yeah, it is
Yeah, just
definitely
expand
a
and
new
shit, you know what I'm saying?
renaissance.
Expand. There's a lot of great artists out there, you know what I'm saying? Like uh I think about that every day. I'm like, damn, there's so many artists I want to work out in LA. Like I feel like if I was living out there,
Yeah.
I could really get a lot of things done, you know what I'm saying? But
Well, regardless of where people are from, tell me some artists or producers that you'd want to work with.
producers, Alchemist, of course. Madlib would be a dream.
Hell yeah.
Let me see. You like Harry Fraud?
Absolutely, bro. Harry Fraud's becoming one of my favorite producers, hands down.
I like Fraud. What else is tough?
I could definitely see you spitting something real. Oh, you said Jake one?
Oh no! Oh, I like Jake one. He's on my list. I was gonna say I have like a list of like shit on like my phone, but like mentally, yeah, Jake one's definitely there. What were you about to say? My bad.
I could see you doing something dope with Remy Banks.
Oh, for sure. Remy's the homie.
Yeah,
Remy's
definitely.
the homie for sure. I see him around all the time.
Yeah, and Damo Genesis.
For sure. They definitely have like a similar like demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, maybe Smoke Dizza for sure.
Right, Smoke. I focus Smoke Dizza. Currency. You know what I'm saying? Like these are all like people that I was like really fucking with in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely. Can you tell me some more like your influences as far as people who made YL want to rap?
I think off top. Are you familiar with the artist Blu?
I was about to say I could see you making some dope ass shit with Blu. Yeah, I saw Blu Exile a couple months back actually.
Oh, you interviewed him?
No, we pulled up to their show.
Oh, fire. For him in Exile?
Yeah, I've met both of them before, but I haven't interviewed them yet.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, I don't think I haven't even been to a Blu show, but I've been bumping him since like high school, bro. He was definitely one of the first people I was like that. Her favorite color EP. That's like one of those ones that's like top in my top 10, and like it's part of like my artistic like DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like just like pulling from, you know, it's taking a bunch of different miscellaneous like movie samples, things like that. You know what I'm saying? I like it to be very things like that made it seem like more personal to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like he wasn't just grabbing like a random piece. It sounded like just like picking like the perfect monologues that like depict the mood and feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now I get what you're saying, and like I was always kind of curious about how well before I say this about Zumo's and the samples he picks, going back to Blu, you know what did it for me was that York album in 2011 and then Give Me My Flowers While I Could Still Smell Them.
Both crazy.
Zumo always kind of goes for that's those soul music samples. I could definitely hear that on Freakjet and with the stuff you've done with him as well, man. Do you ever play a role in like, here, bro, you should sample this?
It's rare that I do, but if I come across a sample and I'm just like, and he's the first person I think of, I'm gonna send it to him. You know what I'm saying? Or like if I'm at his crib, like whatever, we go through samples together. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, he's definitely got that. He's got that ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, most definitely. Because I wonder for a cat who looks like relatively young, like how does he know so much of this old soul type of like vinyl type of stuff?
Right. Some people just got that old soul, man. It's born with it.
Perhaps. So you guys went out to Japan and did some shows?
Yeah, back in 2018, we did it was like a 4-show run. Me and Starker were out there. We were out there with like a bunch of our homies actually. But yeah, that was like one of those eye-opening experiences, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
bro. I've wanted to go to
like
Japan my entire life, so I haven't done it yet, man. Tell me about it.
Bro, I've never had culture shock like that. You know what I'm saying? You're literally like in like another world, you know, like the way people are, just how clean it is, just like the way it's structured. I don't know. It's like it's heavy with like just heavy in culture, you know?
Yeah. I heard a lot of people out there do speak English, but did you have to try to brush up on some Japanese before you got there?
I'll be honest, not what I should have, but we were good because we had like our man who basically orchestrated the whole tour for us. He was the one with us like every day, and like if he was like translating, and if he couldn't be there, he sent like his homegirl and she'd be taking care of us and stuff. So if we were there by ourselves, I don't know if we could have could have done
Yeah.
it the same, but
Couldn't have done it without him.
yeah, exactly. I don't know what I would have been eating, you know?
Right. I heard the thing in Japan is like, when it comes to actually going to the grocery stores for an American, like if you really want to cook a meal, you'd have to go to like several stores.
That's interesting.
I don't know, man. I like, just how you said you hadn't experienced culture shock like it was then. I love how, New York culture, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese, or you stop in the bodega for a chopped cheese, pizza on every corner. We're trying to do shit like that in LA, like the pizza shops all over, but like
I see it.
Man, I just love like that corner store food culture in New York and the street food culture, man. So that's something I've always kind of admired about NYC.
For sure. It's definitely like a religion to a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
It's a sacred place for sure.
No doubt. Hey, next time I come out there, I gotta try to get iced up at that Dylan jewelry store you were at too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that's over in, where is that? That's in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, okay, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I just peeped that was, well, my shorty, she just showed me that was in the area. I was like, oh, now we gotta pull up. I need to take that flick. Like,
For sure. Did you cop anything from there?
Nah, it was closed.
Ah, shit. Okay.
But I would have checked it out.
I wanted to ask you about this traditional New York style hip hop versus, the New York drill sound that Pop Smoke kind of popularized. What's your take on that, bro?
Like, as far as like verses or just like,
yeah, as far as verses, do you?
I fuck with both. I fuck with both, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the stuff I play on the daily is mostly like more drill stuff or like more plug type of music. You know what I'm saying? Like SoundCloud shit. If I bump on the daily, is more stuff like on that end of the spectrum. You know what I mean? But I don't see why it can't coexist. I think it does. You know what I'm saying? Like I like when I see people artists that can try and do both, you know what I'm saying? Like within their own means. That's why I put out I have a series of tapes called Soda Club, where it's me just like I'm just doing like a bunch of like drill joints from like a lot of the ill producers out here in NYC. And but it's more like it's infused with like soul samples and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm still doing my thing, I'm still talking my shit. I'm not like switching like my subject matter and shit. You know what I'm saying? It still feels like YL. But I don't know. I like both, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a hater on either.
Nah.
I like to participate in both.
I'm not forcing you to pick. I'm just like kind of, I'm just kind of interested in, how one whole movement's coming out of NY right now. And then I see cats like you, Starko, Chuck Stranger still doing, a very renaissance of, traditional underground rap.
For sure, bro. Look, I love the fact that there's both, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something for everybody, Like I wouldn't understand how anyone could ever like complain with like lack of music nowadays. You know what I'm saying? There's so much, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta be hip or have the eagerness to try and look, you know what I'm saying, for some new shit.
And even like me, as a, hardcore Californian, because of listening to you, honestly, and then listening to that new Rock Marcy and Alchemist, like kind of getting pulled back into this East Coast hip hop shit, man.
Yo, like, bro.
Yeah.
We out here.
I mean, ODB on the shirt. I got MF Doom tatted on my arm. So, it's always going to be love. Yeah, exactly. Hey, September is Hispanic Heritage Month, bro. Where do your people come from?
I am 100% Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out there?
I used to go there like every summer growing up. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but a lot of my extended family is out there. You know what I'm saying? I have like more of a small family out here in New York, but yeah, I got mad family out there.
All right, cool. So you speak Spanish
Definitely
too?
Got to go back. What's up?
You speak Spanish too?
I do, not on the regular. Only like if I'm calling my grandmother, But yeah, I could definitely speak it, especially, bro. I used to work like retail and shit, so I had to be. I was the, what do you call it? The Spanish speaker that was like when they need someone to like talk to someone Spanish type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Designated Espanol.
Yeah, designated. But yeah, I'm pretty good. I feel like I got better over time.
I dig it. Would you ever do a song in Spanish or a bilingual record?
If I did, my family would flip. I feel like that's their dream, you know.
So
But
how'd your family take to you doing music anyway?
yeah, I don't necessarily think they probably get it like everything I do 100%. I don't expect them to, but they're definitely supportive. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely never give me grief or like have never been question my my work ethic and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They just I tell them like the big things that happen, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like my hope is that one day I'll be in Madison Square Garden and then that's when I'll take them. And then they'll get it, you know what I'm saying? Or not just anywhere, some big shit, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, you
something
know,
like that.
it kind of goes back to that whole like, you know, you don't pop off, you know, right at home till you pop off everywhere. And I guess even I'm kind of learning from you right now that could even be applied to your own family.
Right.
Today, is music like your number one source of revenue, like source of like number one source of career, or do you still work a regular 9 to 5?
Nah, I'm straight music. I haven't worked a regular job since the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like since before the pandemic hit, that's the last time I worked a job. And then I just been on the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Thank God, like I'm able to I feel like I just make miracles happen. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I definitely feel that. Yeah, in some ways, bro, the pandemic came with some blessings too, because you know, for creatives, man, we was locked up in the house, more time to do what we're supposed to do.
bro, I was getting busy, bro. I'm telling you, I still get busy, but I was getting busy like my back was against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to be more like thought out. You know what I'm saying? And plan out my drops and not be so frequent because I have a habit of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to hold on to shit for too long, but I'm trying to plan things out more and do things in a more strategic way. But
Absolutely.
yeah, pandemic, I was getting busy.
For sure, for sure. Well, YL, what's cracking next, man? What's on the way? Like what you got going on in your life?
Like I said earlier, I just dropped the single Hunger Games on YouTube right now. That's off of a project that I'm trying to drop early 2023 called Don't Feed the Pigeons. And it's basically like this is like how I'm talking about like I'm trying to make every album got to be the best reflection. This is like the closest I'm getting to myself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is like it's going to be one of those things that changes the game for me type of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like my main focus right now. I'm just working on this album, making trips, doing what I got to do, doing shows. Shit.
Yeah, definitely let me know about the next LA show, bro. I'm sliding.
No, for sure. Definitely want to lock that in hopefully before the end of the year. But either way, if I slide out west, I'll holler. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Okay. Last thing I want to ask is what is YL's message behind the music?
Just make yourself proud first. You know what I'm saying? Before you put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that it's something that you're just saying something true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to I don't be on record trying to talk like a big game. You know what I'm saying? I just am who I am. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna fuck with your music if they fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just be good people.
There you go. Yeah, I love the message and the image of authenticity you always put forth, bro. So, yeah. With that being said, hey, thank you so much for joining me on PALMCAST, bro. Let the people know where they can find you, follow you, and stream all your music.
Sure. Instagram at Young Y. It's YOUNGWHY. Twitter, Young Y Baby. Spotify, iTunes, YL. You'll know which one is the right YL. It's the one that looks like me.
There you go.
And that's it, yo. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, your birthday's in July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cancer
gang.
Yeah, Cancer gang. Yeah, because I saw you lift up the crab in one of your music videos. I was like, oh, kind of makes sense. Yeah.
You be putting them together.
Yeah.
You putting the two and two together. I feel
Young dot connector. All right.
Right.
Hey, but YL, again, my brother, thank you for coming to PALMCAST. Again,
sure, man.
Dylan to Dylan, Dylon, spit hot fire.
My guy.
Hey, everybody check us out at youtube.com/PalmOfficial. prettyawesomelitmusic.com. Palm, you already know how to spell it, on Instagram. Dylan is Palm on Twitter. Same thing, Palm on TikTok. And we out, man. YL, nothing but love, baby.
You already, man. Stay up.
All right,
Bless.
stay up.